Ava, whatever the hell name is, situation keeps on getting worse. Because just last night, thousands upon thousands of private messages from what's claimed to be Chris's Discord server were leaked. And the person who leaked them on Twitter said it's up to 500,000. Dog days are coming. Now, the leak came from Nathan, who says that his friend was a moderator in the server, and Nathan was in there too, along with most others in there, were said to be minors, at least according to Nathan. And actually some messages in there, not just Nathan. I take that back. So that's kind of an important detail to keep in mind as I read through these messages, because it does make it 10 times worse when you think about that. Anyway, play the clip, Alex.
This video has all the proof in it, all the receipts, and all the screenshots. Thanks to an old friend of mine who was a moderator in Chris's Discord server at the time, Cookie. Now, Cookie actually went ahead and downloaded logs of all the individual channels on Chris's server before it went public, knowing that this was kind of being covered up, and he kept the logs of it for himself.
Now, because of the sheer scope and size of this leak, people are still working their way through it, which, thinking about it, in its own right is quite a horrifying job to have to read all of this. Not only because of the stuff that they talk about, allegedly, but also just imagine how many of those 500,000 messages are actually just irrelevant and are just shit talk. But regardless, we're already getting lots surfacing on Twitter and, geez, they're pretty wild. Now, just for the sake of efficiency, speed, and legal reasons, although I feel like Chris has enough legal things to worry about right now. Okay, that was a joke. Let's not go that direction. But anyway, it must be said, everything that I'm about to read you is alleged. We don't know for sure if this is even Chris's server, okay, guys? Now let's read it. User Discount Milk puts a picture in the chat with Chris the meme god responding, "She's only 14? Damn." Another then says, if she's 14, I'm 14. Chris puts a link to shad.com, which, if you watch the last video, is an artist that is known to create CP, okay? It's really genuinely, and this is not even funny, horrifying stuff. Chris then refers to himself as Lolly God. And I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't know what Lolly was until I made this video. And I'm not going to put it in here because it will get the whole thing demonetized. Although, let's be honest, it's probably going to get demonetized anyway. When the user started talking about a not safe for work channel in their server, Chris the meme god says, should gore be allowed in the NSFW or should it only be POR? And I'm not going to finish that. Then when they started talking about removing the channel, Brooke the mom says, I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are the minors that have access to said channel. So indicating that, yes, as we said before, there are minors in this thing, allegedly. Chris says, is there even a way to do that? Discount Milk. No, not really. No. Chris the meme god. So what do we do, lol? Remove it? Nathan. No, people like it. Even if there was a way, anyone can lie about their age. Chris the meme god. Yeah, true. And I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of
corn casserole.
Discount Milk. Discord says if you can't regulate it, you shouldn't have one, referring to Discord. It is the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing corn casserole materials. Chris the meme god, what am I, a parent? Lava says, I say we get rid of it because the fan base of Beast and Chris are mostly under 18. So even people in there that are minors can recognize it's not appropriate. Now, after this Not Safe for Work channel seems to have been deleted, Raze says, what happened to the channel? Brooke the mom, it was removed because there are minors in this server and that content is highly inappropriate for minors. Zeg says it's inappropriate for adults too, so I don't even want to know what was in there. This picture was put in there reading, the PlayStation 2 is 17 years old today, with a retweet that reads, one more year until I can finally, you know what, my PS2. To which Chris responds, I like my PlayStations around 13 years old. Okay, I think we get the point of, you know, you can look at more of them up yourself, but that's just the general feeling of what's coming out right now. I mean, even if the majority of these are jokes, people are rightfully pointing out that even if they are jokes, they're being made in servers where they're full of people under the age of 18. Now, of course, being best friends with Chris, MR.BEAST is also being dragged into this yet again, but thankfully, so far, no one has really brought up anything that is, you know, majorly compromising. yet. Hopefully not, ever. And I say thankfully because could you just imagine the chaos that would ensue if compromising shit was found on MR.BEAST? The entire internet would go crazy. But in saying that, these leaks at the very least may show evidence that he was in this Discord server, so at least partially maybe aware of what was going on, which was the main question in our last video. So in this server, they're talking about Chris's corn casserole, which I mean, just why in the first place? Anyway, Discount Milk, who is apparently a minor at the time, says his corn casserole isn't big enough. I'd know. Then MR.BEAST comes in, no, I know his corn casserole size, and it's huge. Discount Milk, remember, minor. Discount Milk, I'm not even gonna read that. Alex, put it on. Chris, the meme god, haha, MR.BEAST joins to comment on my size. I love it. And then just to further indicate that MR.BEAST may have been in this server, lol, Jimmy just chilling in electric music. Chris, nah, he's chilling with me. Can't believe Beast forgot to connect. He does this all the time. That's why I moved him to private. He's just chilling in general voice chat now. So yeah, not ideal. But let's also, did I just put the other side out there? We all know that Jimmy is one of the most busy and obsessed creators out there. So how much time he would actually have to partake in stuff like this, let's be honest, is unknown. And let's speculate. Not much. And then also back to the Chris side of things, an account, ST West, which if you cross-reference with MR.BEAST Wikipedia, which this is a wild thing that even exists, but it does. It appears to be Chris's older sister, Sarah Tyson, which is now married, which is why her name is Sarah Westbrook. Anyway, she tweeted, I'm his sibling, referring to Chris. He, and yes, I used the correct pronouns, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He is deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych evaluation. Yeah, so far, not looking good. And I mean, this has just been one day since all of this has leaked, so I'm sure that we haven't seen the end to this story. But when more gets surfaced, and I am not looking through the 500,000 myself, I'll keep you updated. Okay, look at this. Did the Olympics create a parody of Jesus' Last Supper with drag queens? Because that is the question being asked after last night's Olympic opening ceremony took place, and in a couple of the acts, people are claiming that religious imagery was used, like the golden calf, the fourth horseman, and one scene in particular, this one, is being compared to Leonardo da Vinci's mural of Jesus and his 12 disciples. In the scene, broadcast cameras pan out on a number of drag queens standing behind a raised stage. The person in the middle is wearing a piece on her head that is likened to religious drawings of a halo with lines of light emanating out of it. Some outraged with this scene are saying that it's extremely disrespectful to Christians. Actually, that was Elon Musk. And also other tweets saying Olympics declared loudly that the 2.4 billion Christians on earth are not welcome. The Catholic Church also jumped in and criticized it, saying, this ceremony has unfortunately included scenes of mockery of Christianity, which we very deeply deplore. But then again, others seeing this scene are saying that people are just reading too much into it. And the organizers themselves stated that the performance was to make us aware through a new, humoristic and poetic song, the absurdity of violence between